game. Blouses.
Gallon chuck.
Disaster.
Spaghetti.
Disaster.
Well, I mean, I'm no doctor.
We now join America's most popular show, already in progress. Everybody loves
Mitch and Sean. You guys are the greatest duo.
Fantastic.
That team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
Welcome into another edition of the Postgame Pints podcast. Mitch Gallo, Sean Campbell, proud to be brought to you by LaBrosse. As you can see right here in my hands, I have a wonderful Angry Gallo Ale, Campbell with his play-by-play IPA, and this podcast would not be possible if not for the lovely people at LaBrosse. What's going on, Sean?
Not much. Just another day, another Campbell play-by-play IPA. That's what the doctor says all the time.
All right. So what do you want to get to on the podcast today? Because I know you want to do things a little bit differently.
Yeah, I just thought, why don't we just start off with one little quick topic? And I know that it's been a while, and we will see Angry Gallo a little later on. But Cole Caulfield has made his debut with the Laval Rocket. And Cole Caulfield has been one of the hottest topics with the Montreal Canadiens and Montreal fans ever. So I just thought maybe we can kind of discuss who is Cole Caulfield going to be? Now, we don't know, but we like to project. We like to do bold predictions. We like to try and figure out how he's going to be able to transition his game, which was dominant with the under-18 national team and was dominant with Wisconsin as a pure goal scorer. And he is the, highest touted prospect within the Montreal Canadiens organization. What kind of goal scorer do you think he will be in the National Hockey League? Are we talking about the next 50 goal scorer in the National Hockey League? Are we talking about a guy that's going to score 20 per season for 10 years? That's something that not many NHLers can do. Where does Cole Caulfield fit in when it comes to goal scoring?
Sean, look, I'm tired of people telling me that I need to temper expectations and not project too highly, and you got to manage things. Enough of that.
Okay? You do that with me on Nick Suzuki all the time.
Yeah, because I think you're overshooting him. Okay. I don't think I'm going to do that with Cole Caulfield. Look, 50 is a big number in the NHL now, so I'm not going to go as far as to say he's going to be a 50 goal scorer. There's like 3 of them in the entire league, so I'm not going to put him in that class. But 40 goals, I think, is completely in the realm of possibility. And I'm going to look no further than the guy that everybody's comparing him to. Everybody's saying Alex DeBrincat was able to score with Erie. Nobody knew if it was going to translate. Then the next thing you know, he's with the Chicago Blackhawks. And guess what? He hit 41 in a season. I realize that he has Patrick Kane getting him the puck, and the Canadiens don't currently have a Patrick Kane. In your mind, maybe Suzuki is eventually going to be as good as Patrick Kane because that's how highly you've been projecting Nick Suzuki. But what I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to guarantee it. Cole Caulfield in his NHL career will have a 40-goal season. I'm tired of it, Sean. I'm tired of needing to lessen the expectations. No. He scored almost a goal per game with Wisconsin. I'm not going to temper the expectations. I'm going to raise them. I'm going to set the bar high. 40 is a high mark, and we haven't seen a Canadiens player do that in quite some time. Cole Caulfield will be the next 40-goal scorer for the Habs.
Yeah, look, I can't go that high. I can't, Mitch. I can't go as high as 40. And in today's NHL, I think size matters. And I understand that there are players like DeBrincat that has put up 41 with Patrick Kane, a very special player, not just an ordinary player, but a very special player. One of the top playmaking wingers ever in Patrick Kane and of his generation. I just think that he's going to be a 30 goal scorer. I think 35 might be even a little high for him. And that is, let's be honest here, Mitch. there's a handful of NHL players that get 35 a season. Mm-hmm. And I can't, like, I think you and I are on the same page where you can see the one-timer. It's beautiful. He sets up kind of where Ovechkin does. He can kind of get a better angle on the lower. Like, there's no way this kid is Ovechkin. And Ovechkin
he knows how to score. He knows how to score, though.
But there's no way he's Ovechkin. Okay, so
not.
and I know you didn't say that, and I'm saying that he's not. So we dial it down.
I said he's going to once maybe hit 40 goals in a season, not become the greatest goal scorer of all time. Like,
I know you didn't say that. So I'm just saying this is where I'm making that expectation. Then you get to that next level of goal scorer in the National Hockey League, right? You can get into the Connor McDavid, the Austin Matthews, right? They're at that next level. I think that there's probably 10, 15 players in that next level underneath. And I know Ovechkin's only at 20 of these guys are higher, and probably Austin Matthews at the top of the game when it comes to goal scoring in the National Hockey League now. But I think you're coming down to another level. And I don't think Cole Caulfield can get into that top 15 of goal scorers. I think he's in that third tier. That third tier are 30 to 35 goal scorers. That second tier is what you're talking about in the 45. I think he will pan out as a goal scorer in the National Hockey League in that third tier. There's one, maybe two, Matthews, Ovechkin, and if you want to put in McDavid in it, then you have a group of 10 to 15 goal scorers. I think we could put even Pasternak into there, Leon Draisaitl. It trickles down. And then there's that group of 20 to 30 goal scorers across the National Hockey League. Some guys have big seasons, some guys don't. But, consistently, I think that's exactly where Cole Caulfield lands, in the 30 to 35 range. I think 40, you're shooting way too high for a guy. I know that he has, and it's his best asset, is scoring goals. But I don't know if he has the asset to score goals every single which way. I think that there's certain ways he knows how to score goals, and it will take him a while to establish that. And then when he does establish that, he will do that at an elite level. And I'm not taking I'm not taking any away by saying I think he could be a 30 goal scorer.
I don't think you're insulting somebody to say that he's a 30 to 35 goal scorer.
It just sounds that way because you said he was because you said he was a 40.
Look, if DeBrincat can do it, Caulfield can do it.
Yes,
there's no difference
with Patrick Kane.
Okay, but here's the thing. Everybody said that when Cole Caulfield was with the U.S. development program, he's getting all his goals because he's playing with Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes is the top pick in the draft, and that's why Cole Caulfield's able to score so much. And guess what? As soon as Jack Hughes left the program to go play with the New Jersey Devils, Caulfield's goal totals actually went higher. All right. And he exceeded expectations at Wisconsin. I know that DeBrincat has Patrick Kane. However, DeBrincat scored a lot of goals before he ever met Patrick Kane when he played in the Ontario Hockey League.
Yeah, no, and he definitely did.
I see the progression being the same thing. And the reason I bring up DeBrincat is because you mentioned maybe Caulfield doesn't know how to score in a bunch of different ways, and he's limited with the ways he can score. There's no difference with DeBrincat, and DeBrincat was able to hit 41. I don't see why at some point Caulfield would be able to do the same.
I also think that with the pandemic, and this is again, that maybe his 30 goals are a little inflated to what a regular season in the NCAA would have been.
Maybe.
And I think that there's something to that. And I think
but you know what? He shot the puck and he beat those goalies. He can only score in front of who's in front of him.
Oh no, I'm not taking it. I just think 40 is a big number. I think 40 is a lot to ask for. And I know that you're even keeping it down from 40 because there's people that think that he's going to score 65 a year. I think, maybe I'm backing up the truck a little too much, and maybe I'm hitting it right on the spot. And you know what? Next year in an 82 game schedule, he makes the Montreal Canadiens and he scores 49 goals. Who knows? Neither of us can project, but I still think that there's still a lot for a young goal scorer because he's going to also have to earn the playing time. He's going to have to get out on the ice. He's going to have to find chemistry with the right player out on the ice. And he's going to have to be able to deal with NHL goalies. He's never dealt with an NHL goalie. He's dealing with NCAA goalies. He's dealt with AHL goalies. NHL goalies are just that much better. And how much better is his shot or his ability? It's going to get better a little bit. But the jump from an AHL goalie to an NHL goalie, there's a big jump there. and a huge jump from NCAA. NHL goalies will be able to make a save on most of them, or not give a rebound that's just sitting there for him to pounce on. So I just think you have to take back. And if you're going to be acquiring and you get one of your draft picks becoming a 30 goal scorer, hey, if he scores 28, that's an incredible number for anybody in the National Hockey League.
All right, what do you want to do next?
So anyways, I just want to throw that out there. By the way, I want people to comment to tell us what you think and how many goals you think Cole Caulfield will reach at some point in his career. At some point, you think he'll get 50? You could tweet directly at Mitch Y. Gallo, Sean R. Campbell. Do you want to finish with Angry Gallo? Is that how you
whatever you want? We can do it right now.
It's I don't know how you feeling. You got those shades. I feel like you're in the mood.
No, I am in the mood. I don't know. People have been requesting Angry Gallo. They've been asking, where's he been? Well,
where has Angry Gallo been?
He's been working on his own beer, the Angry Gallo Ale, that for starters. But I don't know. I've been happy lately because we've had hockey. Things have been good. We've had sports. I went a year without sports. But, Sean, I'm now angry again. Angry Gallo is back in the house. I'll tell you why.
Why?
I am so fed up of the pile-on aspect of playing for Montreal sports teams. I think enough is enough. And we're starting to see it again with Jonathan Drouin. I can't count the amount of times I hear people talk about Pacioretty's goal totals in Vegas. When Pacioretty was here, everybody wanted Pacioretty out of town. All they talked about was trading him. He's soft. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. He doesn't go to the net. He doesn't hit. And guess what? Pacioretty now is one of the top goal scorers in the entire NHL because he hooked up with Mark Stone, a pretty good player. They have chemistry, and now Pacioretty's performing. But history repeats itself. Okay, so everybody could want Jonathan Drouin traded. And this is not a defense of Jonathan Drouin the way he's played, by the way, because I don't think Jonathan Drouin has played well by any stretch of the imagination. I just hate the fact that in this city, we always pick out one guy and shit on him constantly. And when Drouin leaves the Montreal Canadiens, if he gets traded, guess what? Somebody else is going to be the target. I could go down the line. It always moves on to somebody else. Before Drouin, it was Pacioretty. Before Pacioretty, it was David Desharnais. Before David Desharnais, it was Scott Gomez. Before Scott Gomez, it was Patrice Brisebois. Before Patrice Brisebois, it was Pierre Turgeon. Before Pierre Turgeon, it was Patrick Waugh. And I'm sure people could comment below that before my lifetime watching the Canadiens, there was other guys that were always picked on, whether it was deserved or not. Give the guy room to breathe. Give him a chance to succeed. And the thing that bothers me is even if he gets traded, history tells us we could probably try to find somebody, circle them, and they're going to be the next hire of the Montreal Canadiens fan base. Sean, I'm completely fed up of it because we've seen it for the last 20 years. Enough is enough. It's time for a change.
It's the expectations of the city of Montreal when you have that many championships over that long and you haven't had as many. And I know that there's been expansion and more teams and years of not making the playoffs. There's frustrations that land on the savior, on the one that's supposed to be your top player. Gomez comes in with a big contract. Patrice Brisebois, when he came, he had that $4 million contract, which was huge for a defenseman at the time. And I think it does equate to money. Max Pacioretty, the top goal scorer on the team, but when in the playoffs showed up, he had one goal in a 7-game series, and that's not enough when you score 35 in the regular season. Jonathan Drouin shows up in Montreal, gets a contract right away. He's traded for a top 10 pick. At that press conference, he's like, I can take the pressure. I'm looking forward to it. And then when he struggles, people look around and say, well, that guy said he can take the pressure and carry the team. And the power play is no good because it just the pressure and the correlation, you can equate it to money. You can equate it to expectations. You can equate it to bravado if you want to get into a Patrick Waugh, right? There's always something there. And I know that you can do it on Jonathan Drouin. You could get into this conversation about Carey Price if you want.
Yeah.
The moment, Mitch, you and we work together post-game every single Montreal Canadiens game. A game that Carey Price lets in 4 to 5 goals is different than a game that Carey Price lets in 1 or 2.
Sure, and people are waiting for him to fail, which I guess is part
bad
of the
goal-
reason why I get mad.
Any bad goal is highlighted when you make a certain amount of money, and someone will say you have to save that because you make that much money. Now let's bring it back to Jonathan Drouin. You cannot score 2 goals if you're making that much money.
See, to me, it's a combination of things. It's more than just the money. It's the fact that he was traded for a former top pick who's, yeah, of course it's part of it. But it's a combination of things. He was traded for a heck of a good player in Mikhail Sergachev. He was immediately thrown into the spotlight as a francophone player playing for the Montreal Canadiens. And look, I can't deny the fact he hasn't performed. It's the pile-on, Sean, that I can't stand. Criticism is fair. And if he doesn't perform, it's okay to say this guy's not performing up to the level that he can. But I think when you're constantly just ripping the guy to shreds on things that, look, we could go back to the game against Toronto. And the goal that the Leafs scored, the error was made by Toffoli. But Jonathan Drouin, for some reason, is the player getting thrown under the bus. And me saying that is not criticizing Toffoli. It's looking at that individual play. And I realize maybe Jonathan Drouin could have back-checked harder. But the fault was on Toffoli. But since people are mad at Drouin, and they're happy with Toffoli because he's performed, they shit on Drouin. I don't feel it helps the situation at all to pile on a player. And I just know it's going to shift to somebody else when Drouin is no longer part of the Montreal Canadiens organization. Let the guy breathe. It's really hard to perform when you're being strangled.
Good to have you back, Angry Gallo.
Angry Gallo's back, baby.
Pick up your Angry Gallo at LaBrosse, LaBrosse.com, 133 LaBrosse in Point Claire. Also, one of our proud sponsors is Wolfpacks.ca. Wolfpacks.ca. It's a subscription base for your dog. You have a dog, you have a puppy. Just check it out. Wolfpacks.ca. Everything will be explained to you. Get a little package each and every month. I know that Vader loved his package. I know that Freddie with Dave Trenadui loved his package. One theme was hockey. One theme is travel. Every month is something different, from toys, from treats, to food, to, whatever you think a dog needs, it's going to be in that package. And you get one a month. And it's a surprise. It's not a surprise for you. It's a surprise for your puppy at wolfpacks.ca. Mitch?
Woof, woof. Woof, woof.
All right. Mitch, it is time. Look, I've been doing a lot of these pop quizzes. Have I not?
Sure have.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes my brain stops working and I it just needs to shut down. But this is the problem. So coming up with the pop quiz brought to you by Cunningham's Pub, it makes your brain work and try and figure out what's a good question. What do you think that they could come up with? You don't want it too hard. You don't want it too difficult, but you want, thought process. So by me not doing one, I've realized it's going to make my brain work harder because now you're going to do one to me.
All right, here we go, Sean. Are you ready for my pop quiz question to you?
Yes. Can I use pen and paper or do I need it?
It's up to you.
Okay.
There's 7 on the list.
7. Okay. I can count to 7.
All right. This week, Sidney Crosby picked up his 150th three-point game.
Okay.
In the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
150 three-point games in the regular season. That ranks him number 8 all time for three-point games with one team. Who are the 7 ahead of Sidney Crosby? Now, I'll preface this by saying it's with one team. Doesn't mean the player only played for one team.
No, I got it.
But it's 3-point games with one team.
3-point games with one team. Name the 7 players ahead of Sidney Crosby. 100% Mario Lemieux has got to be on that list.
Mario Lemieux is number 2 at 272 three-point games.
Yeah. Wayne with Edmonton's got to be on that list.
Wayne, if you only looked at his stats with the Edmonton Oilers, ranks number 1 with almost 30 more three-point games than Mario Lemieux, who sits at number 2.
Okay. I'm gonna put Mike Bossy.
Mike Bossy is your first incorrect answer.
Okay.
But
And here's
you're
the thing.
kind of on
He
the
only
right wavelength with Bossy,
okay.
as probably the link to Bossy is the most difficult one to get.
Then that would be LaFontaine.
No.
Okay, I'm just thinking that. Okay. Oh, maybe Trache then.
Trottier is probably the most difficult one to get. He actually
Okay.
is tied with Crosby. They both have 150.
Okay, so your Bossy clue gave me Trache.
Yes. Now,
Okay.
I think the other ones are all obtainable players.
Okay.
There's two that you haven't watched, but they're very, very, very famous players.
Bobby Orr?
And then, nope.
No, Bobby Orr
And
doesn't have
then-
over 150. Okay.
No. And then the other two played in our generation.
Okay. All right. Let's if Gretzky got it, I'm just curious if Yari Curry got it.
Yari Curry, not a correct answer.
Okay.
No, I think you might be thinking a little bit too hard.
Am I?
I don't think it's as difficult as you're making it seem.
For the 3-point games, 150
With one team.
with one team. Oh,
Yes.
Joe Thornton.
Joe Thornton is not correct.
Really? I was just thinking of
Yes.
games played on that one,
Mm-hmm.
and with the Sharks. Okay, so that's why I thought when you said it was easy, it was just easy to light it up that way.
No, I'm saying easy. Think all-time points list.
Yeah.
It's easy.
All right.
So
Marcel.
remember, two you didn't watch and two you did. Marcel
Marcel
Dion is a correct answer. Marcel Dion, 153 3-point games with the LA Kings.
Okay.
So now you're missing three.
I'm missing
Two that you
three.
saw, one that you didn't.
Two that I saw, and one that I didn't. 3-point games over 150 in their career. See, like I want to throw the Forsberg and the Bure, but man, they're just kind of like Mike Bossy. If Mike Bossy didn't, I don't think that they did because they didn't play enough games. So I have to kind of go over in the 1,000 games. What about Mark Messier?
Mark Messier is also incorrect.
Okay, and Yager's got to be there, but what team did he?
No, unfortunately for
No.
Yager, I think
Too many
he moved
teams,
around
eh?
a little too much.
Yeah, I think he definitely has over 150 3-point games, but that's
not
the
with
thought process.
just Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh would probably be the closest for Yager.
Mhm. Oh,
I would guess.
Stevie Y.
Steve Yzerman coming in at number 3,
Joe Sakic.
172 3-point games with Detroit. Joe Sakic
Yeah,
coming in also at 158 games crossed between Quebec and Colorado.
you know when you hit a team and you're like, okay, those are the answers. Like if I thought
And
of
now-
it 4 minutes ago, I would have said it right away. The moment Steve Yzerman's name came up, I knew he was the right answer, and I knew Joe Sakic was the right answer. So now it's a guy
No,
that
you're just missing one.
So, and you're saying
You're
that
only missing one.
I know, but you're saying a guy that I didn't see play.
You've never seen him play.
I never. So you were going into the 70s. So it's got to be Phil Esposito.
No.
Is it Guy?
No.
Okay, because I saw Guy. You know, that's why I didn't think it was Guy. So it's got to be. Here, am I going past the 70s?
You're looking at original 6 era.
Okay, so is it Jean Beliveau, the Rocket?
Change team. You're now in the right era.
Okay.
Wrong team. There's only 5 other teams, Campbell.
Bobby Hull?
Nope. So the wrong team again.
Johnny Busick?
It's the wrong team again.
Is it not a Leaf?
It's not a Leaf. Wrong team again.
So it's a Ranger?
It's not a Ranger. Wrong team again.
What original 16 did I not hit there?
Well, you've said 5 of them.
I said Montreal, Toronto, Chicago. Oh, Detroit. Oh, it's Gordy. Oh, I'm an idiot.
It's Gordy. 161.
How did I get Stevie Y? How did I get Stevie Y and not think of Gordie Howe?
I don't know. I thought
neither.
I thought Gordy would be an easy one. Again,
No,
to
Gordy.
recap,
Gordy. I was like, I said Steve Yzerman. I should have just said Gordie Howe, and I went Steve Yzerman and Joe Sakic, and then I forgot about Detroit again, and then I forgot
Correct.
Detroit existed.
Yeah. Yeah, as part of the original 6. Again, to recap, most three-point games with one team in NHL history. Gretzky, 301 with Edmonton. Lemieux, 272 with the Penguins. Steve Yzerman, 172 with Detroit. Gordie Howe, 161 with Detroit. Joe Sakic, 158 with Colorado/Quebec. Marcel Dion, 153 with LA. Crosby, 150 with Pittsburgh. And Trottier, 150 with the New York Islanders.
I told you my brain wasn't working. I struggled there. I like that question though.
At least you got Trottier.
Yeah. Well, that was the one you gave me a clue with, and then you had me whittle. Then you had me whittle down to the most famous Detroit Red Wing ever, and I said it 12 minutes after this started. Now I realize why I do the pop quizzes and you do the answers. Cheers. Peace.
Well, how's that for your entertainment value?
They've done their job very, very well.
Awesome!
No.
Come on.
VBF.